How's it going, everybody? It's Prod here and welcome back to another video. Today we're here to talk about Dark Souls Remastered. We finally got some gameplay from an actual PS4. I believe most of the gameplays that did come out today were on PS4, PS4 Pro. I don't think we got really any Nintendo Switch gameplay, Xbox One X. It's mainly that PS4. So first of all, I did want to talk about a little bit of the gameplay itself, what you guys are seeing on the screen. By the way, yes, it does look worse than what you do see on other channels because I did have to download it from, these websites where you take the link from YouTube, download it, it compresses the already compressed file, then I put it into something else where it gets compressed and even worse, and then I render it and then upload it, which it's compressed about 6 or 7 times by the time it's here and you're watching it on my channel. So I would highly suggest you at least watch the original video, which you can do that by checking out the link in the description. That is if you care about the full quality, which to be honest is still not going to be what you're going to be seeing yourself on screen when you're playing it. So we did get a bunch of different gameplay, a bunch of people did get invited. I believe the event was in London. Yeah, I wasn't invited, but that's fine. It was in London. I was probably not going to go anyways. I did want to talk a little bit about some of the new features, including PvP features, PvE features, just stuff that is really useful that wasn't in the original game. But first of all, my thoughts on the gameplay is the same, I really wasn't expecting much, and I told you guys hundreds of times, thousands even, there's not much to expect, man. If you set your hopes really high for this game, you're going to be sorely disappointed. I guess there was maybe a small part of my brain where I was like, maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe we'll get some really great graphics, newer animations, a bunch of fixes to animations, stuff like backstabbing, omnidirectional rolling. We got none of that. What we did get is a couple of small little animation tweaks. Occasionally you will see stuff, shining more than it usually did in the original Xbox 360, PS3 versions. And we're just going to keep PC out of the conversation because obviously PC is, this is basically the best PC version, but now on consoles. And I've always said that is what it's going to be. You'll see leaves, shaking in the wind, stuff like fog gates look fantastic. The fire animations look a lot better, especially when you look at the bonfires themselves and you compare them to the original. They look a lot better. The lighting in some of the areas is pretty fantastic as well. Overall, I think it looks nice. There's nothing special about it. It just looks crisp. But along with visual changes, there are changes to gameplay as well. A couple of different things. Button mapping is one of the things, or button remapping, is one of the things that wasn't available in the original game, which you could now do. One of the bigger things that I know is gonna be so helpful, especially if you're used to something like Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 2, is that certain remapping of the L3 button being jump so that you can go straight from running into rolling with, circle or B button. It's so useful, and I don't know anybody who doesn't use that, but if you play Dark Souls 3 currently or Dark Souls 2 and you don't have the B button for rolling and the L3 button for jumping, it's so damn useful, man. You'll immediately improve. Seriously, try it out if you haven't already. Stuff like quick swapping to the first item in your item slot by holding down bottom directional button, which is something that we got in the later games, which wasn't in the original game. It's mainly stuff that is quality of life improvements. Nothing major, nothing giant, but it is stuff that is helpful. You can use multiple soul items at a time, different items, more than once, instead of having to do, all right, 1 humanity, 2 humanity, 3 humanity. No, you can just go straight to 99. So we are getting reports as well, mainly on PlayStation 4 Pro, steady 60 frames per second. It seems like most people didn't really have any issues. Again, we never really got into more of the problematic areas. Blighttown is obviously the biggest one, and the most notorious area in Dark Souls 1. Considering it was a mess on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3. I believe they did figure it out on PC, which is understandable, but it seems like people were saying that there was no real issue, no stagger when it comes to the frames, steady frames per second at 60, which is great. I'm assuming PC is most likely going to be 60 steady all the time. I don't think it's uncapped, although you don't want to quote me on that because I'm not entirely sure. We didn't get really much info on the PC version. They did increase the total amount of people that can be in one world from 4 people to 6 people, basically the way we have it in like Dark Souls 3. I believe 4 phantoms, including the host, so 4 people on one gank squad is going to be the maximum. So your regular old Dark Souls 3 gank squad. Although there are a couple things that are awesome for PvP players. You know, like me, I'm mainly interested in PvP. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. One of those being that you can't spam resummon the same people over and over. For example, if you're going up against a gang squad, he will not be able to just keep resummoning the same guy, same two guys over and over and over. I believe if the main host is fighting you as an invader, after you kill his phantoms, it's not entirely clear if they're not able to summon the phantoms at all until they kill you or you leave, or if there is a timer for it, similar to Dark Souls 3. And I did try looking around, but I couldn't find if that is just for the phantoms that were already in the world or all phantoms in general, because in Dark Souls 3, that only works for the same phantoms who are already in that world. There is a little delay until you can summon them again, but you can literally spam summon other phantoms, so it probably won't make much of a difference. There is now an option to change your covenant at the Bonfire, which you couldn't do before. I heard rumors that they are adding new covenants, but I'm not entirely sure about that. And in my opinion, the biggest and most disappointing thing, there is no omnidirectional rolling. So we're stuck with the old 4-direction rolling, forward, backwards, and side to side. Now, people have stated this is a good thing. If they didn't fix the backstabs, which they obviously didn't, then omnidirectional rolling is just gonna make it worse. Although I feel like if you're the one being backstabbed, wouldn't it make it better? I'd understand it would be harder to catch people if you want to do it yourself. But speaking for myself personally, being the guy who's probably going to be getting backstabbed all the time, considering I'm a complete scrub noob when it comes to the PvP in this game, I feel like I would rather have more options to roll. They know where I'm going to roll. It's either going to be forward or backwards or sideways. But I think the best argument for no omnidirectional rolling is there's not going to be a backflipping Havel that could literally backflip in any direction. I guess we don't want that. We don't want 6 giant dads all rolling anywhere they want. Well, 4, excuse me, 4. While me and an invader that's just gonna end up killing me just stare at them, right? So that is understandable, but I really do hate that they don't have omnidirectional rolling. The last time that I did play Dark Souls 1 was when it came out for backwards compatibility on Xbox One. And I believe this was before Dark Souls 3 came out. I had been playing, obviously, a lot of Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, and the 4-directional rolling was just a huge turnoff, man. Like, it felt so clunky. Like, this game, hopefully, doesn't feel really clunky. Like, from the looks of it and watching gameplay, it looks really smooth. 60 frames per second looks really smooth. I like the lighting in a lot of the areas. I think they look really nice. There's not a huge, like, improvement in quality, but I feel like Dark Souls is one of those weird games where it's kind of low quality. Like, it won't be like next gen graphics, but everything is really well detailed, so it kind of looks like it. I don't know if that's just me, but I think that is the most disappointing thing for me, the omnidirectional rolling. I think, you know, so many more games have come out with Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne and Dark Souls 2 that I feel like it's just gonna feel really weird, and it's kind of like a huge backward step. You know, they're adding a couple things for PvP. I think this is a huge improvement that people would not have minded. And who knows, maybe they add it in the future, but I wouldn't. Overall, I do think the game looks nice. It looks crisp. It looks smooth with the 60 frames per second. There isn't really any giant improvements, but I wasn't really expecting any of those. I knew what I was gonna get, you know, right? Probably the best PC version, but on consoles with a nice boost in people. I do like that they are adding new features to PvP. You know, stuff like the summoning phantoms, or excuse me, the lack of summoning phantoms, I guess. Having 6 people in a world, the covenant items, and the quality of life changes that are small, but appreciated. The thing I am most excited about is going basically fresh into a PvP that I've never really experienced before. And I'm sure you guys would agree. I know that the main focus point for a lot of people is going to be the enormous amount of people that are going to be playing this game, because I've said it before, man, I think this is going to be one of their biggest successes for a Dark Souls game. It's considered to be one of the best, if not the best, in the series. There's probably you know, couple million people who have never played this game and started with Dark Souls 2 or Bloodborne or Dark Souls 3. Not everyone has a PC that can handle Dark Souls 1 at its best quality, but lots and lots of people have PS4s and Xbox Ones, so it's gonna be cool to invade them and kill them and hopefully have them send me very mean messages that I can clickbait with. Oh boy, am I excited. Am I excited for that? And I hope you guys are as well. I'm assuming we're gonna get some more gameplays, more news, especially on the test server that's going to be going live soon. And you definitely know I'll be making videos on that once they go live. Also, I might as well mention, there's one thing that I've kind of noticed. I don't know if anybody has really noticed it much. Is it just me, or is there a shit ton of motion blur on everything? Like, anytime the character moves, you'll see that in the gameplay, but it seems like anytime they move, there's a lot of motion blur. I don't know how much I like that. I did see there was an article talking about motion blur, how there's a lot of it as well, and there is no way to turn it off. So hopefully that is not something that is really annoying once we get our hands on the game. Either way, guys, that is going to be it. You know, we didn't get a ton of stuff that we didn't already know. So this isn't like a 40-minute video talking about a bunch of stuff, you know, it's just a couple little things here and there. Are you excited for the game? Are you going to be picking it up? Did this change your opinion at all on the game? I would be definitely interested to know. Leave that in the comment section below, because I know that, like I said, there was some people probably expecting more, and then when they see what they're gonna get, they're like, yeah, I played this game already. I don't know if I want this, right? But I feel like for most PvP guys like me, we're all really excited to just have a new group of people to play PvP with, and Arena, of course, which is gonna be probably pumping in this game with the new password system and everything. And I thought I, you know, wouldn't mention that considering I have in the past before. It's not really new. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a like if you did make it this far and you did enjoy the video. It's very much appreciated and it helps out the channel. Either way, I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace, everybody.